Hello friends, this is Dr. Shashi Agarwal. Today our subject is business studies, that is what plus one commerce, and the topic is scope of business that we are going to cover in two parts. This is the second and concluding part in which we are going to cover the commerce. Commerce means trade and the aids. If you find my video useful, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe it. Scope of business, second part is also available at my second channel, that is the Shashi Agarwal Economics and Law classes. So before explaining the commerce, this is my app, Adisep app, which could be downloaded from the Google Play Store. Its link will be available in the my description box. This app is relevant for the student of commerce, economics, and management. Various courses and various free study material is also uploaded at this app. Uh, the methodology is through recorded lectures, live lectures, descriptive, summarized notes, doubt sessions, and the test series depending upon the nature of the subject, descriptive, or it could be in the form of MCQ. As we know, business could be classified into industry and commerce. Industry's activity, they are classified into primary, secondary, tertiary, which we have covered. Commerce is classified, the components of the commerce, they are trade and aids to trade. Commerce could be classified into trade and aids to trade. The industry is concerned with the conversion of raw material into the finished product. But here in the commerce, the goods they are procured and they are sold for the purpose of making profit. So trade could be internal as well as external. Internal means within the country, it could be wholesale, it could be retail. External could be import, export, and entry. And what are the hindrance to the trade? And these aids to trade, they are provided by the transportation, distribution, banking, warehousing, packaging, insurance, and advertising. So what is the meaning of commerce? Commerce refers to all those activities which are very much needed to bring the goods and services from the place of their origin. Place of their origin means where they are manufactured. Like the goods they are manufactured in Bombay, but they are needed throughout the India. So they will be sent to the different places for the purpose of consumption. So commerce includes two types of activity. One is trade and the second is aids to trade, which helps in smoothening the trade and which remove the obstacles in the trade. So this is trading and banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing. They are the support to the trade. Commerce, as we know, the component of commerce is trade, buying and selling of the goods and services. A number of activities which are required to facilitate this exchange. These activities, they are called auxiliaries or aids to trade. Include transportation, because if the goods they are manufactured in Bombay, but they are needed throughout the India, so through transportation, the goods they will be circulated among the India. And the banking provides the facility of loan and gives the various credit facility to the trader. Insurance provides the coverage to the goods, and through the medium of communication, the goods they are because the various agencies which are involved in the trading, they communicate through some uh, they they communicate with each other. Warehousing, where the goods they are stored, because there is a gap between the production and consumption. And advertisement inform the consumer about the availability of the goods. So these aids to trade, they remove the obstacles between the producer and consumers. They make the trade smoother. Evelyn Thomas has defined the commercial occupation which deal with the buying and selling of the goods, exchange of the commodities, and distribution of the finished. James Stephen has defined commerce is the sum total of all those processes which are engaged in the removal of the obstacle, or we could say hindrance of person, trade, place, transportation and insurance, and time, warehousing, and the exchange, the banking of the commodities. So these transportation, warehousing, uh, banking, advertisement, they provide the support to the trade. So what are the characteristics of the commerce economic activities? Exchange of goods and services, and earning motive, creation of utility, regularity of the transaction. Economic activity could be classified into economic activity and non-economic activity. Economic activities are those activity where we are doing some like we are doing some trade, we are purchasing the things and selling with a view to earn profit. So economic activity, the motive is very important. Here we are purchasing the things because we want to earn profit, we want to resell it. Commerce deals with those activities which are undertaken for the purpose of earning profit. So economic activities, they're included in the commerce. Motive is very important. Some activity may be economic, maybe both economic and non-economic. Like I have purchased clothes from the market. The trader who has sold the clothes to me, dresses to me, for him it is economic activity. But I'm going to use it for myself, then it is not a economic activity. Because here I'm purchasing the things for my own consumption. It is not for the purpose of reselling to earn profit. So it is a non-economic activity. Some activity may be both economic and non-economic at the same time. Exchange of goods and services. Commerce involves an exchange of goods and services for profit. Because here the one person purchases, the second party sells it. Goods may be produced like its industry, the goods may be manufactured. Like at the Easy Day, the goods they are procured from various agencies, then they're sold to the retail consumers. Goods should be purchased for the purpose of trading. So exchange is involved. And the motive should be to earn profit, because profit is the reward. Why we do some commercial activity? If I'm purchasing it and wants to resell, then definitely I should get the profit. Isolated activity is not a trade. Like if I am selling my old furniture which is lying at my home, that will not be called a trade. But if I have a furniture shop, the main purpose is to buy the furniture from the wholesaler and selling it to the consumer, then it is a trade. Any activity which does not have the incentive of profit will not be a part of the commerce. So the earning motive is very, very important. Creation of utility. Commerce creates place utility and time utility. Because sometimes the goods they are manufactured at those places where they are not needed, or they are manufactured at some place but they are needed throughout the India. So they will be needed at different places. So the goods are taken to those places where they are in need. So transportation helps in creating place utility in goods. So goods they are needed at different time periods. So goods they are stored. Like they are manufactured now, but they will be needed throughout the year. So they will be stored in the warehouse. So storage facility create time utility in goods. Both place and time utility are helpful in increasing the volume of trade. So there should be regularity of transaction. An isolated transaction will not be called commerce or could not be called trade. If I'm selling my things which are lying at my place, so it will not be called a trade because it's an isolated transaction. But if I am having a business of dealing in with those goods, then that will be called a trade. So why there is a need for commerce? It's an important service in production and distribution of goods and services. Because goods they are manufactured at one place, but they're needed at some other place. It is the commerce which helps in the movement and distribution of goods from the one place to other. Goods produced not only in different parts of the country, but also in other countries. So they are also made available to the user with the help of commerce. It also enables countries or areas to concentrate on the production of those goods for which they are specialized. So, so the traders, they are helping in trading the goods. So the producer will be focusing only on production. They will be relieved of marketing and distribution. Commerce helps in taking these goods to the user at various places. So what is the role and function of commerce? Here the function of commerce is very important because there are many obstacles. So these obstacles, these hindrances, they are removed by the commerce. Removing the hindrance of goods and services are produced by a number of persons who are called the producers or manufacturers. But they are needed by all sections of society who are called consumers. So it is not possible for producer to come directly contact with the consumers. So commerce helps in removing the hindrance of persons. So there are lots of persons who are involved. Like chain of middleman is there, wholesalers who buy from the producer that sell to the retailer, and the retailer sells to the final consumers. And also removes the hindrance of place. The goods there, but the goods are manufactured at selected places, but consumer they are scattered at various corners of the country. So the goods they are transported from the place of origin to the place of consumption. So transportation helps in removing this obstacle. Removing the hindrance of exchange. The goods and services are exchanged with the help of money. Banks help the buyer and seller in exchange of money involved at various transactions. Because sometimes the goods are sold at credit to the consumer. So there is a time gap between the sale and receiving of the money. So banks provide the loans, overdraft facility to the trader. The money can be transmitted through checks and drafts. The party is living at a very fast pace. So banks also provide loans and credit facility to the traders. Removing the hindrance of time. Some goods may be produced seasonally, but they're required throughout the year, like wheat, rice, pulses. They are available seasonally, but they are required at every time. Some goods may be available throughout the year, but may be needed seasonally. So there is a gap between production and consumption. That gap is removed with the help of warehousing. Removing the hindrance of risk. Need to ensure risk of goods during transit, storage, fire, and damage. The volume of trade increase when various risks are ensured, and owners they are hopeful of getting compensation in case of loss. Insurance branch cover the hindrance of risk and help in the growth of trade. Removing the hindrance of knowledge. Need to bring the notice of customer about the arrival of new products in the market. No direct link between the producer and consumer. With the help of advertisement, new products and services, they are brought to the knowledge of the consumers. So advertisement helps in creating the awareness. So what are the component of the commerce, trade and aids to trade? Trade is an essential part of commerce. Purchase and sale of goods and services is called trade. Businessmen who are engaged in trade who make available to the consumer because goods they are manufactured at selected places. So it is the businessman who provides the goods in the different market so the needs of the consumer is satisfied. Producers are relieved of the botheration of marketing, so they could more focus on producing activities. So commerce could be classified into trade, aids to trade. Trade could be internal. Internal trade could be wholesale, retail. External trade could be import, export, entrepot. So what are the transportation, distribution, banking, warehousing, insurance, and advertising? They are the aids to trade. So internal trade is within the country. So local trade demand for product is limited only to a particular place. Goods are produced according to the local needs of the customer. The producer and consumer belong to the same place. Goods they are traded in local markets. They are generally of daily use and perishable goods, vegetable, milk, and breads, etc. State trade goods are those of durable nature, and they are sent throughout the state. The trade is limited to the boundary of states. Sometimes the government puts restriction that they could not be sold to the other states. Interstate trade, where within the India, different states like the goods they are manufactured in Punjab, but they're sold to Haryana, Rajasthan, Bengal, etc. The trade is conducted throughout the country, but within the national boundary is called the interstate trade. Goods traded are durable nature and could be stored for a longer period of time, like textile, kerosene, diesel, iron, and steel, etc. Wholesale trade, goods are purchased in large quantity, then they are sold to the retailer. Wholesaler is a link between the producer and the retailer. Wholesale generally specializes in one line of product. It maintains large stock. Retail trader, he involves selling goods to the final consumer. Goods they are purchased from the wholesaler and they are sold to the consumer in the smaller quantity. External trade, the trade between two or more nations is called foreign trade or international trade. It involves the exchange of goods and services between the citizens of two nations. So it could be classified into import trade, export trade, and interport trade. Import trade refers to the purchase of goods from a foreign country. Generally, technology and capital, they are encouraged instead of consumer goods. Export trade to earn foreign exchange, so goods they are sold to the foreign countries. Entrepot trade, sometimes goods that are purchased or imported from one country with the objective of selling, exporting them to some other countries. Here, the benefit of price differential is taken into account, like the goods there, we could buy at a very low price from the other country, and we could sell it to the other country at a high price. So what are the aids to trade which help in business and trade, which removes the bottlenecks in the trade? They provide infrastructure for the smooth conduct of the business. They remove obstacle in the exchange of goods and services. So business infrastructure could include transportation, banking, warehousing, insurance, communication, financing, and other allied services, which are known as a support to trade, which is known as a aids to trade. So what are the aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade? Transportation, because sometimes the goods they are manufactured at some selected places, but they are needed throughout the India. So they have to be circulated in India with the help of transportation. Banking, there is a time gap between the production and sale of goods. The trader purchase the goods from the producer and then sell it to the consumer. If it is a credit sale, it will take time to collect the money. So there is a need to finance trade activities. Commercial banks and financial institutions play a very vital role. Here they provide the overdraft facility, they provide loan, they provide the cash credit to the traders. In the same manner, they are also helpful in the uh, external trade also. Warehousing goods are produced in the anticipation of demand. Sometimes they are manufactured at some particular time, but they're needed throughout the year, so they will be stored. They may also be produced at a time when they're not needed. The hindrance of time is removed with the help of warehousing. Advertisement, through advertisement, the consumer is informed about the availability of product, the feature of the product, and what are the various schemes of promotion they are available. The consumer may not be aware of the availability of various goods in the market. The absence of information about goods is a great hindrance. The producer will also like to increase his customer. So through advertisement, the information is sent to the customer. Through advertisement, is made aware of the availability of the goods. So advertisement removes the this hindrance of creating awareness, because it creates awareness and provide knowledge to the consumer. So risk is involved in transporting goods from one place to another. If the goods they are stored, still there is a fear of theft, fear of catching fire. So a risk could be to do theft or fire. The fear of loss could maybe a obstacle. The insurance company provide the coverage, and that risk is removed. Communication, the buyer and seller at wholesale level and retail level need the services of various agencies, which communicate their message among themselves. That the producer inform the consumer and consumer place the order. So the services of post office, telegraph office, telecommunication, they are used for the purpose of communicating. With this, our scope of business is completed. If you find it useful and you are new to my channel, then do subscribe my channel Shashi Agarwal. Thanks a lot for watching.